Hey, true believers, ENGLENTINE here, doing the 12 Days of Christmas, and it looks like for 2017, the 12 Days of Christmas only made it to 6. But, oh well, que sera, judging by the views, that's not a sad loss. Although I'm very proud of that Action Comics review, go check it out. And on the 6th day of Christmas, my true love gave to me Batman number 27, possibly the most popular of all superhero Santa Claus covers. And once again, because Golden Age comics were great, actually comics all the way up to the modern day were great enough to have a splash page that gave us a little taste of what we're about to see. And this one says, any resemblance between this adventure and Dickens' beloved masterpiece, A Christmas Carol, is strictly intentional. For the great English novelist wrote of the spirit of brotherhood that stirs anew in the world when the mystical stars of the wise men shines at Yuletide, and that is the guiding beacon of the mighty Batman and Robin, as they fare forth once more against evil and injustice to tell an old story in a startling new way. A Christmas Peril. The book opens and we see Dick Grayson and Bruce Wayne out shopping for Christmas trees. Christmas Eve in Gotham City, and Bruce Wayne and Dick Grayson are doing the last of their shopping. $7.98 for those. Woo! They aren't even worth $1. Take them or leave them. There's a shortage this year. So, yeah, this is a sign of the times when they're complaining about an $8 Christmas tree. And so Bruce and Dick walk away with their $8 tree and come across one that says $2 for Christmas trees. Dick Grayson says, we should have come here first, Bruce. A fine time to suggest it, like, you know, Dick should have seen this thing they didn't see before, I don't know. And they see that the owner of the Christmas tree stand is having some trouble. I got a right to sell my trees at any price. Says you. What? Help! Here's where your profits go up in smoke, and we see the guys pouring gas on the trees here. Those hoodlums seem to be lacking in peace and goodwill. We'll teach them the proper spirit. And, okay, just want to point this out. At no time did we see them run off anywhere, and all of a sudden, it took, at the time it took for Bruce Wayne to reach up for his jacket lapel, Robin's already changed. Alrighty, we keep going here. I see you rats don't believe in Santa Claus. Batman and Robin, ouch. So apparently Dick Grayson knocked him into the fire. That's attempted murder. Crime number 1. You called it right that time, chump. So Batman and Robin beat the bad guys, of course, and try to shake them down for information. They wanted me to raise my prices and pay them the difference, the Christmas tree stand owner says. A racket, eh? Speak up. Who's your boss? Happy Hogsby. And then, of course, we cut over to Happy Hogsby, gang chieftain, has found his Yuletide a merry one. Indeed, and we see that Happy tends to wear a little bit too much lipstick. Santa Claus sure is paying off this year. Why didn't we ever think of this before the whole world's crazy about Christmas trees? Even at 4 times the regular price. Ha ha ha. I love the 1940s gangster accent they try to give them here. 40s. Until now. Happy Hogsby, I believe. I'll fix him. And the guy tries to pull a gun, but man, this guy's slow. Because you would think he'd be at least able to plug Robin. But nope, Batman hits him, says, what are you trying to do, hurt somebody? And once again, this guy's got a drop on Batman, but doesn't take a shot. Instead, Robin knocks him down at the knees, and Batman confronts Happy. What's the idea of starting a fight in a respectable business? In the first place, your gunman started a fight. You tell him, Batman. Get him. And in the second place, hogging the Christmas tree market through terrorism isn't respectable. All I do is manage the business. If my agents use crude methods, can I help it? I like that, the fact that they use terrorists there, because, wow, we wouldn't even begin to use the word terrorist for racketeering charges these days. Get smart to yourself, Batman. With Scranton Loring the millionaire behind me, how can anybody make trouble for me? Be patient. Just a little while, you'll find out. So I think it's really funny how this overly lipstick criminal, who now puts lipstick on his chin, by the way, if it looks at the way, does it look like he's got 3 lips here? Anyway, giving up a lot of information really easy, isn't he? So Batman and Robin head on over to young Scranton Loring's house. That he just inherited his fortune from his uncle, who was known as Old Man Scrooge. But while he's there, or before they get there, I should say, another visitor comes to meet old Scranton, and that is in the guise of his uncle. But his uncle arrives dressed as Santa Claus to make everything seem a little nicer for the kid. And we see Scranton Lorington behind a desk. Let me see, $953,000 at 33.33% with 10% deducted for operating costs. You know, truth be told, I have to give this book props. It's a Golden Age book, and it's managed to avoid a lot of the usual Golden Age and Silver Age silliness that befell a lot of these books. Like the Action Comics 105 was just ridiculous in how it was written. So here, basically, we meet his Uncle Tim, as I said before. He shows up in a Santa Claus outfit because, you know, most young boys like Santa Claus. But he responds back with, or Scranton, I mean, responds back with, most boys are stupid, but I'm interested in really important things, like Uncle Caleb was. He taught me all I know. And Santa Claus there says, all Cable knew was how to get rich at other people's expense. They used to call him Old Scrooge. And the young man says, they call me Young Scrooge, and I'm proud of it. As for all this sentimental stuff about Christmas, while others throw their money away, I'm making $250,000 by cornering all the Christmas trees in town, quadrupling prices. Shrewd, eh? And that's when Batman and Robin come in. And that's when Uncle Santa Claus gets a little bit mad. I won't permit it. As your guardian, I insist that you drop this monstrous swindle on Christmas Eve. Now I understand what Uncle Caleb meant when he said you never amount to much, Uncle Timothy. And that's when Santa Claus bitch slapped him. You don't become Scranton's guardian till January 1st. Meanwhile, I have power of attorney to handle all of his business affairs. Yeah, we see where this is going. You mean you're in favor of this scheme? So, yeah, I think the attorney's bad news, right? What do you think, guys? Eggers originated the scheme and has handled most of the details. We've gone too far now to stop, even if we wanted to. Crime number 2 committed by Batman and Robin, breaking and entering. And, of course, being Batman and Robin, they want to enter a room in the most intimidating way possible. Season's greetings. Batman and Robin, aren't you thrilled, Scranton? Why? They're stupid to do, doing all the things they do for nothing? Robin, I'm afraid our only chance is to take young Scrooge out for a little airing. Check. Catch! And then Robin throws the kid over to Batman. Stop it immediately, you ruffians, says the lawyer. Crime number 3 committed by Batman and Robin, assault, and this time they did it in front of the kid's attorney. And as Robin is jumping out a window, he says, don't worry, we'll take good care of him. Of course, the attorney's yelling, help police, and Uncle Santa Claus is saying, I don't know what this is all about, but strangely, I don't feel upset about it. Your kid is being kidnapped by a guy in a mask. Oh, yeah, I'm sorry, what is it? Crime number 4, kidnapping. So, if there's an attorney out there, please tell me, if you're playing crime poker, is racketeering worse than kidnapping? Or is assault and kidnapping worse than racketeering? Just want to know where the sentencing would stand. Okay, so then we see endangerment, crime number 6, as they're swinging what looks like on one rope while Robin is holding a grown boy under his arm. I'll ruin you, I'll sue you for every sin you got in the world. All set, alley-oop. I mean, seriously, how is this safe even for Robin, much less Robin, Batman, and the boy? And, of course, the kid's scared out of his wits. Please don't let go. Not on purpose anyway. Ha ha. So then they say presently, which, okay, now they're watching a tenement fire. And the kid goes, why should I be interested in that fire? It isn't my property. Batman informs him. Christmas trees here until an hour ago when some thugs set fire to the shop because the old folks wouldn't cheat their customers. And, you know, Batman and Robin are jumping into that fire, make sure there's no innocents or anybody that could get hurt. That's awesome. Yeah, let's teach the kid a lesson. Way to be inspiring, dynamic duo. They hope to make enough to give their family a Merry Christmas, but small chance of that now. Since you've gone to all this trouble to impress me, I suppose I can have Eggers send them a check. Nothing's worth salvaging, Chief. If you think that smashing people's dreams with your greedy financial operations then can make things right by writing a check, I beg your pardon. Are you insulting me? No quarrels, kids. Come on, we're going to follow the old couple home, because that's not creepy. So they go into their house, and we just do not understand if they are invited or not. And the old man tells them that they had a son who died, and his wife is sick, and they're barely earning enough to keep the children fed and such. So Robin says, you see what they're up against already before your representatives came around? I never knew people were as miserable as this. Batman, will it be all right if I give them what money I have with me, not as charities? I'd really like to. Of course, Scranton. Is it possible he has a heart? Because Lord knows we don't. I mean, you're fucking Bruce Wayne and you didn't give these people a sandwich. Back at the Scranton estate, we see the lawyer and the manservant talking about how they're trying to screw over the kid. We find out that the lawyer's actually transferred most of the fortune into an account for the three of them, but Uncle Santa Claus heard it, and he's like, hey, man, what you doing? I'm going to tell the police and everybody that you're trying to rob my nephew. Now, of course, I'm paraphrasing. And he gets hit over the head with a phone and knocked out because, you know, that doesn't cause brain damage in any, medium at all, ever. So Batman and Robin take old Scranton over to the hospital to show him the family of a guy that his goons were hired to beat up. And Scranton's like, hey, I don't like this at all. I don't want him to commit violence. I'm going to take care of this kid's medical bills. And then he says, now, if I only knew who Eggers' agent was, I'd give him a piece of my mind. And Batman says, you know, we'll be glad to show you. So they take the kid over to a known gangster and have him go up to the door by himself. I'll make him give me a list of every bit of damage his men have caused. Just ring the bell and ask for Hogsby. We'll be standing over here behind this wall safely, okay? Go right on ahead, young gentleman who's obviously under 18 because he's got an assigned guardian. Batman thinks, I'm afraid Scranton has a shot coming, but it may just be what he needs to complete the cure, and it may be a bullet, one or the other. And considering a guy with a gun in his face answers the door, I'm going towards column B. Batman's a dick. I'm Scranton Loring. Put that pistol away and take me to Mr. Hogsby immediately. Okay, Mr. Hogsby, look, I got you a corpse for Christmas. So young Scranton goes in and finds out that everybody he trusted is actually working against him to steal all of his money and cause all sorts of violence in his name. And he sees his Uncle Tim Santa Claus sitting in the chair, and he discovers all of the evil deeds. And Batman jumps in through what looks like an open window. Keep an eye on that window. And everybody's like, Batman, oh my gosh. Except for, even though he's holding a gun to the boy's head, he doesn't turn around and shoot Batman more than once. And then in the next panel, we see Robin jumping through a jaggedly broken window and yet not touching a piece of glass. You know, the angle he had to have been going through that window to do that is amazing. Acrobat indeed. And then here's what Batman says, and I shit you not, this is in the books. Your days of using guns on children are over. Look to your left, Batman, and see what you're doing with a kid right now. You hypocritical sumbitch. Yeah, I know. Save your well actuallys for somebody else. I see he doesn't have a gun on him, so technically he's not doing what he's saying. But he is definitely putting a kid in danger. So Batman and Robin start fighting the crooks. Robin kicking somebody from the chandelier. And Batman has a gun drawn on him when Scranton jumps in front and says, hey, whoa, don't shoot the Batman. You can shoot me because I'm crap. But don't shoot him. And for some reason they hesitate, even though just moments ago they're about to kill him. And that gives Batman time to knock the gun out of Hogsby's, whatever his name was, hands. And they were like, hey, Scranton, that was cool of you, because usually, you're really so selfish. But now I think you could be rehabilitated because you are young. So Scranton says, hey, you know what? I'm going to go to the toy store and buy all the kids and orphans, such like that. I don't know, a whole bunch of toys. And he says, I don't know much about toys, so give me 3 or 4 of everything. And, of course, old Uncle Santa says, hey, I don't know how I'm going to carry this. And then, just like in the Superman book, we see that Batman loans him his plane, and they're flying around, hovering when they need to. They even get a sleigh, what is that, rails, whatever their feet on it for some reason. It's not like they're going to land, but they still made it up to look like a sleigh. Go figure. Alrighty, but anyway, they fly Santa Claus around to distribute presents to the kids in the hospitals, and everything is A-OK, and at the end, of course, you have to have the roundup. Greetings to one and all from Uncle Tim and from young Scrooge Loring, who won't be known by that name any longer, and Robin, and a Merry Christmas, everybody, from Batman. The end. Well, there you go, true believers. Not Detective Comics 27. I'm so used to saying that. Batman number 27. The most famous, I would say, inarguably, actually, Santa Claus and superhero comic cover ever. And that's the story behind it. What did you think? Yay or nay? Good or bad? I didn't think it was as silly. Definitely not as silly as the Action Comics 105 book. You know, at least Batman wasn't flying Superman around a volcano so he could lose weight. Check that video out. I'm telling you, it's awesome. And I am patting myself on the back for that one. Anyway, let me know what you thought in the comments below. Also, I like looking at these old books. So if there's anything you want me to check out, leave that in the comments below as well. I think that'd be a lot of fun. Also, if you like videos like this, click like, click share, subscribe, of course, and if you haven't done it already, hit the notification bell so you don't miss anything. Oh, actually, if you have done it, do it again because people are losing the notifications. Also, this is the way we make our living, so if you don't mind heading on over to Patreon, drop $1 in the till, help us keep the lights on, and help us keep making videos for you. I'd like to thank everybody who's already done that, and to everyone, all the true believers, because this is the last Christmas video I'm making for the year. Merry Christmas, and thank you very, very much for watching.
It's Christmas at Ground Zero. There's music in the air. The sleigh bells are